Hello, everyone out there. Welcome to the Elite Formula One Championship presented by Shane D Designs. Coming at you live tonight. This will be our last one for, I believe, about 5 weeks. Got Nick Masse in the booth. Dave is here as our producer. Tonight is the German Grand Prix. Qualifying's just, I believe, getting ready to start or just underway. Just started. About 3 minutes in. What do you expect to see tonight, Nick? We have seen one guy lead all the laps, all the races. Has yet to be passed under green. Do you think that'll continue tonight?
Yeah, so far, 3 races in, it's pretty much been the Issac Morris and Scott Rambler show, those 2 team cars. I mean, just pretty much dominating our field here so far. But a lot of heavy hitters I'm seeing aren't in this race tonight. I mean, Scott Rambler's not here. Alexander Van de Sant's not here, had a strong run at the Glen. So it might be, some opportunities for some of these guys to make up some spots in the standings.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. Like you said, a lot of those guys that were able to run with Isaac and Watkins Glen are not here. Do you expect to see Isaac just, run off and leave these guys tonight?
I don't know. He's shown speed every track we've gone to so far. He's back fastest in practice. We'll see where he goes qualifying charts here. But, I mean, so far, I don't think anybody's shown us really anything that's made us think otherwise, that he won't go out there and just dominate another one.
Yeah, I hope we get to see a good race tonight. But I like you. I think a lot of the guys that can run with him are not here. I hope we see somebody run with him, but I just don't expect to see him lose tonight. So everybody's probably going to be sitting there hoping he makes a mistake. Real quick here, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors for tonight. Again, it's Shane D Designs, C2 Freight, Blue Egg Marketing, Powerhouse Recycling. Great sponsors. Chad puts on this league, runs a different race. It seems like every night of the week. I believe this week he's got a bunch of different races this week with no races last week with the new build coming out. Which maybe that'll change some things. We got that new build, Nick. Maybe we'll see a little bit of different race tonight. Maybe it'll bring Isaac back to everybody.
Qualifying tonight's broke into 2 groups. So we have the first group going out now. Second group come out about 9.5 minutes. About another 4 minutes, and then we'll have the second group out.
Now, I have never ran a lap on this track. I don't know if either of you have. What are some challenges with this racetrack if either of you have ran laps here? It looks like there's quite a bit of guys spinning out.
Yeah, with all the power in the F1 car, it's really easy to do. Coming out of a couple of those really tight turns, if you get back into the power too soon, it'll just loop on you pretty quick.
Yeah, I personally never ran a lap here, at least on iRacing. But compared to last week, the Watkins Glen, or a couple weeks ago, Watkins Glen, this track has a lot more tight corners. Looks like a lot more braking zones, for these guys to maybe make some passes in. So I think, like Dave said, I think getting that power down is going to be key. Keeping those rear tires on the car. Whoever can do that the best might have a good night.
Yeah, and this is more of a typical this is an F1 racetrack, whereas Watkins Glen, F1 doesn't race there. There's been some rumors and talks through the years that they might, make another race in the States. I believe they're going to do Miami. I believe that's been added. They're looking at Vegas. They've looked at Indy. Watkins Glen's been looked at, but this is a track that's on the F1 schedule, I believe, and they run here, so this is more of your typical F1 racetrack, more of, I think there's a few more passing zones here than what we saw at Watkins Glen. I know, Nick, you always like to figure out where these DRS zones are. How many of them we got around here tonight?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out. I think we got 2. Correct me if I'm wrong, but looks like we got 1 down the front stretch, come across the line, and 1 down that long back straightaway.
Go on board with Kraft and make his laps.
got 2 minutes left here in this first group. Right now, Philip Kraft has got an 11.4, which is still 3/10 of a second off of what Issac ran in qualifying. He will be in Group 2.
I mean, he heard you talking. He just improved that to 11.2. That's a pretty good lap. I think, you know, Isaac's going to have to be on top of here to go out and beat that.
Issac could do it with one hand tied behind his back from what I've seen.
Last couple of races, he's been one of those that waits to the very end to go out and pop his lap. So, do second group.
Yeah, I think he's been in the second group every time, so nobody's really had a chance to go out there and try to find what he's found. But nobody's really found it in the race either, so.
Kraft was P2 in the practice, so that should be a pretty good time.
But, you know, this is still pretty early in the season. People are still learning these cars, and, you know, I feel like for most of us coming over from the NASCAR side, especially, still learning the tracks is key. You know, I mean, Isaac, you know, runs a lot of the F1 cars on here, so he's already familiar with the car, familiar with the track, so I think he's got a big advantage just even coming in here.
Yeah, a lot of these guys, like you said, coming over from the oval stuff.
This will be the first race where they've had a setup that's made for the track, too, not pulling in a setup from another track and good enough.
Group 1 has got less than 30 seconds left here.
These are the last few.
Yeah, do they get to finish their laps, or is it a hard off at 10?
Yeah, it was
Does anybody know?
they called, I think Tucker was the last one who wasn't able to finish his lap, so they get to finish the ones that they started before the cutoff. Which when you wreck there, that doesn't. It looks like the second group's getting ready to head out.
We talk about Isaac waiting. Isaac's right off. He's the first car off. He wants to get out there and start making some laps, it looks like.
There was a little bit of chatter in the driver chat about them being held up, so maybe if you go out first, you don't have to worry about getting held up by anybody. Everybody
He's got
goes
somebody
out.
trying to shadow him. Looks like Ethan Stanley is just going to follow him.
Yeah,
What kind of lap time you think we're going to see here?
I'll say he's in the 110s.
I think so for sure. I think he's going to surprise a lot of guys who. I think Philip Kraft right now is feeling like he's got a shot based on the practice times and whatnot. But I think Isaac is about ready to put down a big number here. I would be calling out these corners, but I have no clue what they are, where he's at on the track.
Coming and takes the green here.
Looks like the 88 is going to start from the pits for an interference in qualifying.
Man, if I learned how to type. What about the typos? Here, how's that?
This corner right here that Isaac's coming up to is incredible. I mean, they're going 195, 200 miles an hour down to pretty much 40, 50 miles an hour right there in that sharp right-hander.
Looks like a good smooth lap so far for him.
Yeah, if I read their telemetry up there, he's up 1.3 seconds on the Q1.
He might
Purple
get into the
sector.
109. This might be a 109 something.
You saying his lap in practice wasn't a full Q run?
I don't think so.
Ooh, just below. So he'll second lap if he gets it. 111.234 on that one.
Well, he's gonna have some trouble over here. Oh, he's pulling over.
Yeah, probably
Be
gonna
cool.
pull over,
Get some new
regroup, and
tires.
try it one more time.
Yep.
Yeah, but now you
Slide
gotta
back
find a
out.
clean spot.
Looks like he's got a pretty good gap right now pulling out, but
Up over Justin Fortner while he's his lap.
Down to a heavy braking corner here. If I had to guess, we're gonna see a wreck or two there maybe tonight.
ooh, Fortner losing it off that hard right-hander.
Now it looks to me like Isaac is trying to carry a little more pace getting up to speed this time on his outlap. Last time we saw him take his time, really trying not to like hurt the tires, but maybe he thinks he needs to have a little more heat in these tires getting to it this time. Looks like a good run to start the lap. We'll see. Here we go down into this heavy braking corner. Just about out in the dirt. Didn't look very smooth, but it looked like it might have. Oh.
Ooh, little wiggle.
Yeah, it just looked like he was playing catch up with that thing all the way through that section. This is going to be his last attempt, I would say, because there's less than 4 minutes as he's leaving. You factor in the time it takes over a minute to get around. Starting his lap at 3. If he makes the whole lap, it'll be under 2. This is going to be his last shot. You guys think he's going to do it? I was feeling pretty good, pretty confident that I thought he would be able to do it. Now here he is, you know.
Pressure's
It's going
on.
to be his 3rd attempt. Got pretty clear track out here in front of him. Obviously, the lap's not started yet, so anything could happen. And they come around here and pull off the pit road. What do you think, Nick? Is he going to go out here and go to the pool?
Man, I don't know. I think that lap by Kraft is looking pretty good.
There he crosses the line.
Good start to the lap. This is going to be it right here. I almost feel like just watching how these guys run this course and the way they run around here, I don't think there's a lot you can do to help the lap before this heavy braking zone. But after the heavy braking zone, when you get into some of the back and forths and whatnot, some of those tight corners where you're going to the right and back to the left and back to the right, I feel like that's where you can help or hurt the lap a ton. Like getting to that point, I don't know if there's a lot you can do to really help the lap over everybody else like there is through this section that he's about to come into.
Oh, a little bit of wheel spin right there.
Slide.
We will. Oh,
Oh,
he's
you
giving
missed
up.
that turn.
I think that's him giving up on it. If they're gonna, I just don't think he's got time.
Yeah, I don't know if
I
he
just
can
don't
get
think
through
he's
his
got
outlap.
Did the traffic cone knock the front wing off that thing too?
I believe it looks like it did. And now he's got guys out here in front of him. And I don't think that, like the first runs, they could keep going. But I think when you set up a 20-minute session for qualifying, iRacing is going to do a hard out. Like this isn't going to be something where the lobby is going to be able to run an extra minute for these guys to get their laps in. Like I think it's going to do a hard out at 20 minutes.
I would agree.
So I don't think he's going to be able to make this run.
I did read somewhere where they changed in the last update. They changed the damage model on the wing, so maybe a cone now does take out a wing.
I kind of wonder what those cones are made of if they're ripping wings off these cars out here.
They got concrete in the middle.
Well, you know, there's an F1 car, so those wings are like they bend and flex. Made out of Mylar balloons, I think.
If he does have the ability to finish the lap, it's going to get started here. But I believe iRacing is going to do a hard out. I don't think he's going to be able to.
Yeah,
this is a downside to being in the second group, though. The first group gets basically an extra minute. They can come around and finish their laps. There's a hard out for the second group, I believe.
Yep, and he's
For
gone.
sure, there it goes.
Yeah, so for the first time this season, we got somebody other than Issac Morris on pole. So Philip Kraft getting it done out here.
Got Philip Kraft, Issac Morris, Ethan Stanley, Pedro Gomes, and Chad Frankenfield, the top 5. I thought we were going to skip this warm up, but now I think they're just going to let us sit here. Maybe
I think they had a bio request for a warm up.
Yeah, and Philip Kraft, this is only his second start this season. He started, last race at the Glen, qualified 9th. Looks like he did not finish, so maybe some damage going on. But maybe he didn't get to show all of his speed he wanted to last time at the Glen.
Well, in every race we've done this season, Nick has we've had some wrecks early, some big wrecks early. So, do you expect that to change tonight?
I do not expect that to change. I think if they can make it a lap or two without wrecking, I think we'll be all right. But I think diving off in that sharp right-hander at first lap, I think that's where we'll see some carnage.
Some carnage or a lot of carnage?
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, Chad Frankenfield's one of those guys who, he's had good qualifying runs. He's just gotten caught up in some wrecks and some incidents, so it hasn't really. I think last week at the Glen he actually had a top 10 finish, but looking to put together that whole race.
Yeah, and that's tough to do.
Yeah, we're good.
Especially in a series like this.
So there's the starting grid. Philip Kraft on the 1 position. Issac Morris, Ethan Stanley, Pedro Gomez, Chad Frankenfield, Matthew Belton, Nicholas Shepard, Justin Fortner, David Tooker, Hunter Smith, Justin Vandermarl, Daniel Martinez, Steve Grabowski, then Tyler Fode, Ryan Schuld, Hank Steinmiller, Harrison Talon, Tyler Gatke, Tucker Wingo, who I believe will start from the pits, Hieko Enzinger, Thales, we're pronouncing it Thales, Toledo, Jack Eli, Ray Bracey, Vincent Isabella, rounding out the field, I believe. Oh, there's a couple more. I think some of these might be Cooper Johnson, Dallas Mahan, and Hannes Logel. And we're green.
Yeah, we're off, and some guys didn't get some good starts. Some guys did. This is part of what leads to a lot of issues at the start of these races. Looks like it's pretty clean. Nick, they're going to make a liar out of you.
I don't know. We'll see. They're getting into that section of the track where I think we might see some things happen over here.
Issac Morris, it looks like, did he get away on the start? He was able to basically win the start.
Yeah, he jumped to the lead.
And almost a little bit of contact back here for the 5th position, Hunter Smith, who started 10th, so he had a great start. He's up here running 5th, battling for 5th.
Well, that was the cleanest start we have seen yet from these guys. They're getting better, Nick. Figuring it out. Less guys are showing up, too. Maybe that's something to do with it. Oh, we got Justin Vandermarl nose deep into the tires back here. Doesn't look good for him. Just went a little wide, ran right out over through there, started to lose it. It's got it locked down, but it's still
Tore up that front left.
Yeah, one thing I noticed too is everybody's kind of opting for the medium or hard tires right now. With the exception of Pedro Gomez is the highest one on soft, so we'll see if that has any effect over here.
Yeah, it looks like it's mostly mediums, and then you got him in 4th with softs, and you got the 5th place car with hard tires.
And Ray Bracey with an off.
Looks like they're just trying to move that racing line out there. All of them were out there.
I think that's going to get tagged as off every lap.
Jack Eli spun. He's actually towed. He must have hit it pretty good there.
Ooh,
oh,
big
that's
hit.
Contact with. Is that a teammate? That looks like the same car.
Yeah, who's that he made contact with there?
That's definitely a teammate.
Neither car had any chance to make that corner.
I'm tagging that car that's near him. Well, Eli jumped to the pits.
And Morris has just said, "See you guys later."
It looks like that was Tucker Wingo, and trying to see if they're teammates. I would assume so, like you said, given the paints.
I would think so as well.
I'll tell you that Philip Kraft isn't giving up. I mean, he's running lap times within a couple tenths of Issac Morris. His last lap was a couple tenths difference, but he's been pretty much matching the first couple lap times here. It's just Issac Morris, man. I mean, doesn't matter where you start him on the front row. P1, P2, he got a great start and hasn't looked back the first couple laps.
Well, like we've talked about, and said multiple times, a lot of these guys have came from other stuff. They're not used to racing this car. They've been an elite for a while, and they're running, this car because they want to learn it. They want to try to, figure it out, and it's fun. It's a fun car to race. But Issac's one of the guys I believe that found elite when they launched this F1 series. I think he's an F1 guy. That's what he does. That's what he runs on iRacing, is a lot of open wheel stuff. And so I think he's just got, he's got the knack for the ins and outs of this stuff way more than some of these other guys like a Tyler Fody. I'm very impressed with how clean this race has been. I know there's been a couple incidents, but we have seen way worse starts.
And we got a pretty good line of cars setting to battle here for 6th on back to 12th, pretty much, 13th.
Yeah, and looking at that line of cars, it's funny to watch them all come through the DRS, every one of their wings open. You almost don't want to be leading that group. The leader of that group, he gets passed by a car, too, every time they go down through there.
I think I'm seeing a bug. I'm seeing that the left rear tire Hunter Smith's car, that thing looks like he's had some contact on my end, and that thing is not really attached to the car that well. I don't know if you guys are seeing the same thing, but somehow he's still making speed out there.
I got it up on screen now.
Yeah, I see it bouncing around. Oh, man, it just fixed itself. I don't know. That was a weird bug.
I was going to say, I'm not seeing what you're seeing.
I was going to say, if he's making speed with that thing barely hanging on.
There's his left front. Rear.
Well, we're on board with Hunter Smith here, looking...
Checking his tires out.
They are all attached.
I think I want 4 tires on my car unless I see Issac out here running with 3 tires and being the fastest guy. Then I might consider taking a tire off.
See Tucker maybe taking a look here at Hunter Smith.
So, as we're riding on board with Tucker here, this is one of the guys that we've seen in the stock car ranks and other forms of the league. Just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, him and Tyler Fody right behind him. I mean, 2 of the guys running for wins consistently in the NASCAR side, trying to, like you said, learn this car.
A lot to learn, not to mention, the new next-gen Cup car that everybody's trying to figure out.
Like we got an off here with Tucker
Look at
Wingo.
Tucker Wingo here.
And I know this has nothing to do. As we look here, it looks like
too much curb.
Toledo has spun over here.
It looks like Tucker Wingo just got a little too much of that curb down there.
There's Tucker taking a look. And here's where Toledo's going to spin. But we have a little bit of breaking news here. I know this doesn't really have anything to do with sim racing. Actually, it doesn't have anything to do with sim racing. Tom Brady has just announced that he is coming back for another season with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Any quick thoughts on that right here, Nick? 'Cause we're seeing, wow, He almost ran over that guy there, got out in the grass, but I think he's going to get out of there with no damage. But any thoughts on the Tom Brady deal already coming back?
I kind of said he wasn't going to retire. Like, just the way it all ended, I thought he was going to come back. Whether Tampa, I thought the Niners were a good team for him to go to, but that would have required some trading. But yeah, I'm surprised, but not really.
Yeah, I guess we'll see how that goes. Got to think that means a Gronk return to Tampa is probably coming as well. Issac Morris still leading. It's kind of came down a little bit, but it's still about a second and a half.
Yeah, and Pedro Gomez in third place too, kind of running times consistent with the top two. He's got to wonder if that soft tire's helping a little bit there.
Nicholas Shepard was very, very lucky to not shoot off the track right there when that happened. He locked up, went straight, and was able to get it back before he got out in the gravel.
I'm kind of wondering where the track limits are in some of these corners in iRacing, because they are using every inch of track that they can, especially down in turn 1.
Well, from what I understand, I do not believe that that's enforced too heavily unless the iRacing just gives you like a slow down flag. I think if it's just 1X's, it's fine. That's my theory anyway.
Well, I mean, it's fine until you rack up enough 1X's to get you a penalty.
Do they have penalties turned on for this? I don't think they do.
Pedro Gomez hit the wall a little bit coming out of the right-hander. I don't know if it caused any damage. Just
Vincent Isabella and someone just Cooper Johnston just made contact over here, and a piece of something is laying on the track now. Something flew off of those cars when they made contact. I think somebody lost a little bit of wing over there.
Ooh, yeah. I think Vincent had to pinch off that corner a little more, had to slow it up, and Cooper wasn't expecting it. Oh, man. Ray Bracey getting in there a little hot. Almost getting in the back of Tucker Wingo.
A whole lot of almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lead up to almost 3 seconds now. Over 3 seconds.
It sure beats the alternative. Almost really beats the alternative. You can go from almost to all shit real fast.
Oh, we got a big battle back here for 19th.
Oh, wow. What a save.
This is a group of about 5 of them.
And I think this is guys who've already all made some mistakes to get back here and whatnot. Whether it's a spin or an off, these guys are all like just found themselves back together. A little bit of tire smoke there, wheel lock up.
Yeah, these guys are starting to slide around a lot more. I think they're kind of struggling with that, trying to get the power down. Like we were talking about pre-race.
Yeah, look at that. That's 4th place right there, struggling to get the power down.
We got Heiko and Enziger looking on.
There's Fody taking this position.
So you have one Tyler Fody.
Looks like taking a look, maybe. Now, in a stock car, you'd have went up there and bodied that guy a little bit. In a stock car, you'd have pushed out there and said, hey, I'm going to take the spot, bodied him. We got a spinner. It's Cooper Johnson again. That spun.
The other thing is these cars. I mean, that's a really sharp corner for these cars. These cars are really long.
Oh, here it is. Just gets up there. Oh, right into the side.
Those guys are hitting each other about
Tries to
every
go.
lap.
I almost wonder if he broke something when he bounced off that car. Ethan Stanley taking a look. Gonna take the spot. It's P3.
Yeah, back up to where he started. Pedro took that spot pretty early on. Maybe those soft tires giving up on him a little bit as we go into this run.
Meanwhile, Isaac is just stretching it out. It's out over 4 seconds at this point.
A little trouble for Vincent Isabella back here. Let's talk about that group battling back there for 19th, 18th.
Through the sand.
He's just making a new racing line out there.
Yeah, a little off-roading. No harm, no foul. Kept it straight, though.
Look, that's where everybody wants to run. He's just trying to clean it off. Here we got Tyler. Looks like it's going to be trying to get the power down, having to bounce up over that curb.
Yeah, I feel like that's a really tricky. I feel like that's a really tricky part of the track because you're trying to get that power down, and you also got to hop that curb a little bit. Oh, Matthew Belton.
That's to the side of Chad, isn't it? Chad Frankenfield.
That's Chad Frankenfield right there too.
Yeah, that was for the tail end of the top 5. It's like not a lot of major damage for them. Able to keep on trucking.
Does it start out in front of him here? Does it start with Ryan?
Now this is another off with Ryan.
I see smoke already. That was just maybe a wheel lockup.
What was going?
And see what happens down here with Chad. It's like all alone for the most part.
Here comes Belton into the bottom.
Oh, wow. Just loops it.
They're just enough turning radius to get underneath that.
Maybe should have sat there and let that guy pass. I don't know. I mean, you're just trying to like do what you can right away.
Yeah, it's tough because he's pretty much right in the middle of the track. I don't think it would have avoided him if Chad just sat there. Yeah, we should just need a permanent cameraman over there. Sharp right-hander seems where all the action's happening, Chris.
Yep, and just like every week and everything we do on here, you know, we broadcast the Xfinity cars. One way or another, Chad's going to try to make himself part of the show, you know. Some weeks he is the show.
So when would you expect everybody to come down pit road? What are you guys thinking?
Man, I'm thinking what's halfway about... Oh, we got a spinner here. It's Nicholas Shepard. He's on... Is that on the hard tire? Is that white walls there too?
Yeah, he's on hard.
Yeah, that is the hard compound. Just trying to get some heat in them.
And it shows he had just come in, lap 12, so those are cold.
Mission accomplished, if that's the case. But I'm thinking, you know, do you just split it in half, or... And I'm not sure.
I don't know. It depends what tire you want to take, you know? I mean, you can pit halfway, take hard tire, finish it out.
Yeah, I think it all depends on what I'm doing, what I want to do. I think if I'm Issac Morris and these guys at the front, I'm probably going to stop once. I think I would want to stop once no matter who I am.
We still got this line of cars back here for 9th place.
Unless maybe you don't want the hard tire, maybe you stop around lap 20, get softs, come back in on about lap 35 or so, put on mediums. Would that maximize time? Just not sure. Because you have to run another compound, right? Like these guys on the mediums, they either have to run hards or softs, and like everybody has to change a compound once, right?
Correct.
Yeah, I believe that's part of the rules. See Tyler Fody making a move on Chad here. Tucker trying to follow him through.
Not quite going to happen yet. With Chad having that spin on his tires, he's probably struggling for grip. Such a finesse part of the track there that they're going through. David's got a bit of a run. Does he try it? Oh!
Oh!
Man, if he didn't hit him, that was close.
Yeah. I feel like that's another challenge in these cars, is just trying to figure out everybody's braking points. I feel like they're so different, and even...
Look at Vincent here.
Yeah.
Back
Ooh.
and forth, back and forth. What's he leave over there? His wing.
Oh, these guys going to go maybe 3 wide.
We got a crash up here with Chad and Fody. What happens?
See what
with
happened
Chad
here.
Gonna shoot it down the inside.
Chad trying to take a look on Tyler Fody.
Ooh, a little bit of a lockup.
That's a parking lot.
Could have been bad.
Yeah, that looks like the Cane's drive-thru right there at dinner time. Everybody trying to get in there and get some chicken. But no wreck. Everybody drives on.
Let's Tucker get up into that battle.
Yeah, we saw Tucker already up in that battle, and he almost rear-ended Chad this corner right here last lap.
And not too far behind Tucker are the 2 teammates, Hunter Smith and Justin Fortner.
Oh, Tucker!
Big wiggle.
It's going to cost him 2 spots.
But not the race car. He's still got the race car.
Maybe 3 spots here. And how about the 27 car? Oh, take a look at what happened to Hank first.
Just start sliding.
To keep it off the wall.
Well, dirt tracking.
Yeah, it's so hard to save it once you get one of those tires off.
Don't give Chad any ideas. Next thing you know, an F1 race will be taking place at the door.
But yeah, how about Hans Schogel? You know, started 20. I'm sorry if I butchered the name, by the way, but started 27th up to 11th. I mean, that's a massive improvement. I feel like it's pretty hard to do, and then only in 20 laps too.
That just shows you, you know, keep it clean, keep it on the track, and you'll find yourself passing a lot of guys.
I have to see
Issac
where he
Morris
finished.
Stretching it out still. It's up to 7 seconds here.
Didn't even turn a lap last race at the Glen. This is only his 2nd start, and so.
I know we're still early, but for the first time, we may be looking at a race going caution-free. If that's the case, we haven't seen that yet, and this will be the first time we've seen Issac really is going to have to deal with a lot of traffic for the end of this race at the pace he's putting on. Just, being smart, trying not to take a look too early, trying not to be too aggressive, because when you catch a group of cars, it would be real easy to...
Got third place Pedro Gomez coming in right now. That I was about to say, he's on that soft tire. I would expect to see him first. And just that late dive in the pit road, though, huh?
Maximize your time getting there, right? Opting for the mediums here. You think he's going to the end, or you think he's going to make another stop?
I think there's got to be one more stop in there somewhere.
Yeah, 47 laps. It's a long ways to go on tires.
I mean, we ran 54 laps at the Glen, so this race is a little bit... I think mileage-wise it's not that much longer, but lap-wise it is.
And you think if he was going to try to go all the way, to throw the hards on.
That's the thing that's interesting about these races is, I haven't ran enough of them, and they're not this long in the iRacing official series, so you don't really get to see the strategy play out that much. But these longer races, there's a lot of different options you can do.
Yeah, do you want to one-stop it, two-stop? Different time? Oh, we got David Tooker backwards.
Oh, yeah, we got somebody on the wall down here. Nicholas Shepard down here in the fence.
Check out Tooker first, then we'll go to Shepard.
Yeah, a couple incidents happening.
Tooker still got the race car. Ooh, 2 in the gravel.
Tires.
Man, if the tires didn't have that angle on him, he might have been all right, but that car is not going to go anywhere now.
And he's having a good night, too. He was running just outside the top 10.
Looking at a battle for P3 here. Lap car out in front of him.
And everybody kind of in the top 10s running really, really similar lap times, low 1:16s.
Nick, I've heard you were giving us some thought about maybe getting out here and running one of these F1 races.
Yeah, I'd like to. I mean, you had a couple guys, buy into the series that just, decided they couldn't fit it in their schedule anymore. So I think there's a couple open cars out there. I'm gotta reach out to Chad, see if I can hop in one of these things. So I think it'd be fun.
You'd still stay in the booth with us, right? Give us a rundown of what's going on.
Yeah, I might be up here a little earlier. We'll see how these starts go, but.
Looking here, still looking at this battle for third.
Gomez threw down the fastest lap on his new tires.
Maybe he's stretching it out for over third a little bit. But like we talked about with Pedro pitting there, he might be the fastest guy. He's getting ready to get into a bunch of traffic, though, if he's not already to it. Like, he's catching a crowd of cars. I would think he's going to give some time up. Dealing with traffic, it's going to be tough.
And Matthew Belton put down a really good lap last lap too, so.
I will say this, though. I am going to put this out there already, even though we're already only 23 laps in. With the gap that Isaac has over everybody, without him making a mistake, without a yellow, I really don't think getting beat by a couple tenths here and there, even a second here and there before he pits, like he's got a 10-plus second lead over P2, 21 over third, it's 25 to fifth. These guys are really going to have to chunk time. And I just don't see it. Just from what we've seen from Isaac, I just don't think it's going to happen.
Still got this battle for fifth here. Chad and Fody have been swapping it. They just haven't been able to get away from each other.
He's just sitting there watching it.
We're going to try to go side by side through.
Both of them locking up the tires.
Thought they were going to try to go side by side through there. If anybody's going to try to go side by side through some kind of finesse section, we know it's going to be Chad. Real quick here, if you're just tuning in, this is the Elite Formula One Championship presented by Shane D Designs. Shout out to all our sponsors, everybody at Shane D Designs, everybody at C2 Freight, Blue Egg Marketing, Powerhouse Recycling, Chad Frankenfield, everybody at ERN, our producer tonight, Dave.
Yeah, well, this group of four is racing it up. I would watch out for this 27 of Schlegel coming up behind him. I mean, he's driven all the way up from 27th spot to the top 10, and I think he's going to pass all these guys if they're not too careful.
Only about 8 seconds behind this group is Pedro. If they're still racing like this when he gets there, that's going to be tough to negotiate. Right now, that's still a battle for, like you said, fifth. Philip Kraft is losing quite a bit of time.
About a second a lap, at least. Easy.
I don't know if that car's out of tires. I don't know if he's made contact with somebody. We didn't catch it. I mean, he could have just drove the tires off of it.
He's faster than Belton, though, so he's gaining a second on Belton, but then Morris is gaining a second on him.
Well, based on what I know about Issac Morris, what did he struggle with in Watkins Glen when we were there? You guys remember?
Fordham?
Oh! We got somebody into the back of somebody there. Was that Fody? That's Frankenfield into the back of... Was that Frankenfield into the back of Fody down there?
See Fody coming up on Chad, taking a look to the left. Again, into the sharp right-hander.
That's Fody's corner.
Fody maybe goes out a little wide.
I think the contact happened down here in the next corner. Like maybe the next couple corners. It was down there in that finesse section, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there he goes, yeah. Fody recovered nicely.
Gotta wonder if that hurt Chad's wing, though.
Got Fortner taking a dive on Fody.
Drag race.
Oh, little contact.
Wow.
Yeah, Fody got in there, locked up the brakes. And Fordner just had nowhere to go.
All this going on for P5. But back to what I was saying before we came across all that, Issac Morris struggled at Watkins Glen with long run pace. We felt like his teammate was a little better than him on the long run. We felt like Van de Sam was better than him on the long run. So if I had to guess, what do you think Issac worked on leading up into this race? Probably saving tire, taking care of the tires. Because now on the long run, he is just, I mean, it is the only car that's even close is the car that's already got tires, and we're not sure if he's going to be able to go the rest of the way on tires without making another stop. So Issac has taken something that was a weakness in Watkins Glen, and I mean, he has absolutely taken these guys to the woodshed the last 5 laps.
Yeah, and
you
you
got
know, we saw
cars
Pedro
starting to come in
Gomez
pits, I
pit.
think.
Yeah, we saw Pedro Gomez pit, and I mean, Issac Morris is running times only 2-3 tenths. You know, pretty much almost mirroring the laps that Pedro Gomez
and Pedro's actually fallen off the last couple laps because he's caught this traffic. Like, Pedro is got some traffic that he's trying to deal with now.
We got Philip Kraft pitting from second here. See what tires he's going to take. He's on the medium, so I would think he's going to go hard compound here.
Who's coming in? I missed that.
Second place, Philip Kraft.
Yeah, he's got to do something to stop the bleeding because looks like Hard's. I don't think he's planning to come back. That's it. He's done pitting. I think if you put Hards on at this point in the race, you're not making a return trip to pit road. No, did he blend in behind that battle? He blended right in behind that battle. That's terrible, man. Like, if he could have blended in front of that battle, you know, it might have been able to make some lap time. But, and he's got a spinner right there.
Yeah, Hunter Smith, and he even blended right in front. You know, see him coming in the picture. Pedro Gomez. See Fody taking a look. Oh, little teammate contact there, almost. Does a good job keeping that off the wall.
And after that, I believe I hear Hunter Smith is going to pit this time.
Oh, he's actually off the track. Hunter Smith. Something broke on that car.
He waited a lap too long on those tires.
He wanted to pit in. He called it out. Just didn't make it there.
Let's see what broke here. Oh, that thing just shoved the nose all the way out. Oh, tire wall.
And I don't think that thing's
trying to
rolling.
drive it back. He can't get out of there.
So 2 team cars kind of having problems on the same lap right there.
And now, you know, kind of everybody that's been running the top 3, with the exception of Issac, is pitted. You know, Isaac's probably just going to run a little while, right? Maybe if Issac can run another 5-10 laps, you know, he could probably put softs on if he really wanted to stretch this thing out and look spectacular.
If I were him, I'd just watch the lap times, and then when your lap times start to get too gapped, then just come in.
Yeah, and right now they're all in traffic too.
Yep.
So their lap times are not going to be any better than his, really.
As long as you can keep that 37-second lead, just keep rolling.
And Isaac's working a little bit of traffic too.
Ray Bracey in here. Was that a little wide, but
Yeah. As far as offs go, that's pretty easy.
That's the kind of off I'd want. Taking a look at Philip Kraft here on the hard tires.
He's going to be trying to run down Fody now.
we got Fody coming in pit road this time, actually.
Yep, there it is.
Pretty solid stop.
Yeah, everybody pretty much going from mediums to hards, looks like.
Here comes the race leader. I would imagine if he's coming in right here, probably going to get hards. Sitting right at halfway. Well, Nick, you made your pit stop. You're out there till the end. When do you start just thinking, counting down the laps?
I think if you're Issac Morris, you've been counting down the laps. You just want this thing to be over with. But, these other guys, I think that they're still racing pretty hard back here. You got a big group of cars kind of just swapping spots. You saw Tyler Fody and Chad Frankenfield going at it for 6th place.
I feel like the odds of a yellow are slim to none.
I'm kind of wondering what Pedro Gomez is going to do here. We saw him come in a lap like 20. It was pretty early on. I can't find what lap it was. 20 maybe. But he switched from softs to mediums. I think he's probably going to come back in and take softs again, I would imagine.
It shows he came in on 19.
So what he's hoping for is something that is very unlikely to happen, but could. He's hoping to get to this spot, the pit window here, for whatever he deems as when he can run the rest of the race on softs. Come in, make a pit stop. As he's coming off pit road, a yellow. Box them all back up, stay on the lead lap. And then you're going to have the best tires on the track by a wide margin. And hope that that's enough to overcome Issac Morris just being faster.
And you see him making the pass on Tucker there for 4th spot. And I think that the 27 here running 3rd still got to come down pit road at some point too. He started on the. Did he pit already? Hold on. Look at his laps here.
Well, I think him and Tucker both have to pit.
Yeah, Schlegel is not pitted.
So he started on the hards. One of the few drivers to start on the hard compound. So
Here's on pit lane now. Morris snagged the fastest lap.
And yeah, I like the strategy that Schlogel's running. You know, he didn't qualify that well. Started on the hard compound, going as far as he can here. Probably gonna come down and take. I don't know, Chris. You come down and take softs or mediums?
Well,
What are you guys thinking?
it depends. I think if I can get to lap 40, I take softs. I think if I have to come in before that 40, it's probably better to take mediums, because he's still going to probably be top 10 when he comes back out, and mediums are going to be better than everybody else's anyway. But if I can get to lap 40, take some softs, maybe have a little bit better pace there, a little shorter stint to the end. Maybe I do that.
I agree with Chris. That's what I try to do. Stretch out and get 4 more laps, and then
Yeah, because if you have to pit before lap 40, you don't want to take a chance on wearing the softs out. Which I think it's even a net gain if he comes in and takes them. If he comes in right now and takes mediums, he's still going to have more pace over everybody. Well, I say everybody that he's racing right around there for that 5th to 10th range. He's getting hounded by Pedro right here, though. Knowing Pedro is probably going to have to pit again as well.
there's 17
It's
lap
good.
difference in tires.
Yeah, this could end up being the race for a spot later. And you know who's back together after pit stops? Tyler Fody and Chad Frankenfield, separated by less than a second.
Yeah, I think Fody was pretty far out in front of him, a couple seconds, and I think Chad ran him down after pit stops here. Good battle for 5th here, too, between Ethan Stanley and Matthew Belton.
And we think that might end up being the battle for 3rd if both those guys in front of themselves to stop. One we know for sure does. If Pedro goes to the end on his tires, yeah, hell of a story. Looking there at the track map, you can see our leader. Our leader is within a few laps of getting into some traffic. There's some traffic that's not far out in front of him. What is that, 3, 4, 5 cars maybe?
90 will be the first one he comes up on.
He probably won't make a mistake in traffic, but somebody spins in front of him, he has nowhere to go. Like, that's what you're thinking if you're Isaac right now. You're thinking, man, I just don't want these guys to mess up when I'm around them. Don't, that's all you're thinking. As we're looking at Ray Bracey again here.
Yeah, you'll see Fody and Chad Frankenfield go by him down here in the right-hander, and Chad really had a lot of trouble coming off this corner here. It's like Fody even locked him up. But Chad was really out of shape, maybe got a little bit of the curb.
No
That's
curve.
Stanley.
It's got loose before he got to that curve. That's Chad trying to be aggressive on that throttle pedal. And we're seeing it again right now with our two leaders. We're seeing Isaac and Kraft really kind of run the same pace. We saw him do that earlier. Isaac's got a little fresher tires this time. I think he's just running a pace and keeping the tires on the car. I would not be shocked if in 10 laps he's not just still running the same pace and Kraft has fallen off. I think we got a feature here that we can take advantage of. We haven't used it yet tonight. Let's crank it up a little bit for everybody. After watching that, riding on board here with Isaac, I think it's looking pretty smooth out there for him. We saw a car spin off to his left there. It was Daniel Martinez. Little spin out through there. Kind of what I was talking about, though, when you get to that traffic. You just don't want him to do that right there when you're around him. Looks like he's going to go a little bit tight there, pushed out through there. Got up on that curb, just spun. There you see Isaac go by him. You think his blood pressure went up any as he's coming up through there?
I think a lot of times you see that happen with the lap cars because they start looking at their mirrors a little bit when they know the heater's coming. They're trying to be conscious about giving him room, and then they...
Yeah. That tends to happen from time to time. But Isaac's got a 21.5-second lead over Kraft right now. 30 seconds to Gomes, if that's how you say that, or Gomez. I'm not sure. He's got 30 seconds to Pedro. And then Schlegel is in fourth, but we believe he's going to have to pit again. Actually, we believe Pedro's going to have to pit again as well. We'll see. Matthew Belton, Ethan Stanley, they're still running pretty close together. Fody and Frankenfield, they've been on top of each other for a while. Justin Fortner is 50 seconds back, Tooker 52. Ryan Schold in P11, and those are the guys that are on the lead lap. Everybody else is a lap down or out of the race.
Schlegel's coming down pit lane now. So I think he's going to go to softs.
Yeah, this is going to have to be softs, I think. I think it's a good call. It's going to be a good strategy, I think.
Oh, he's got to find his pit lane.
Oh, did he miss his box?
I think he missed his box.
Man, nothing will shoot a good strategy in the foot like missing your pit box.
He's going to drop down to 8th, and he has to go around again.
He would have only been about 5 seconds behind that spot right there Would have been with this box. Now he's kicking himself, cussing himself. Saying, you know what he's saying right now, Nick? I can't believe I just did that. He just threw away a chance to race for a top 5 by doing that.
Yeah, it's tough. You put together a good strategy and it's working. Now you got to just not compound it and get back to the pits and start again.
Yeah, you don't want to make it worse by tearing the race car up, that's for sure. Here he comes. See if he hits it this time. He has probably a better idea of where his box is.
If it's way up there, he really missed it last time.
Yeah. He wasn't looking for another 20 pit boxes.
Yeah. He was
Maybe
not
he forgot
close.
he qualified, what, 27th or 30th or whatever it was?
He put on mediums.
Now that surprises me, putting on
Yeah.
mediums. Either way, I'm sure he's happy he just got different tires on the car. Took a couple trips.
Hustle a little bit to get out ahead of Gold here.
You know what else he's thinking? Man, I hope the broadcast didn't catch that. I hope they weren't watching me there when I missed my pit box. One of his friends is going to be telling him, I got bad news for you. They were able to catch the whole thing from start to finish.
Talked about it, and they even showed how far you missed it.
Right now, it looks like Chad Frankenfield is closing in here on Tyler Fody. These two have just been right together the whole race.
Yeah, Chad might have enough of a run to take a look here.
Chad thinks so. Nope, not yet. Tyler gets off that corner way better than Chad.
You know, it's kind of interesting. The timing and scoring keeps track of the off tracks. So you have Issac Morris who has 7 off tracks. Then you have Tucker who's had 41 off tracks. So kind of a difference in how they run the line because it's tagging Tucker for a lot of off tracks that are just him extending the line. But Issac Morris keeps it tidy.
I don't think Tucker cares if he gets 60 or 70 as long as he finishes with the race car.
Yep. Whatever gets you up the track.
And like I said, that just goes back to show you, you know. Oh, wow, Matthew Belton just made an incredible save under braking down into this tight corner. But it just goes to show you about those off tracks. You know, Isaac does this. This is kind of his car that he runs a lot of. Tucker's more of a stock car guy trying to figure this thing out. Watch this incredible save here. It's under braking, just snaps, has to roll off the brake, roll straight through. Then brake again, get it turned. Nick, I can speak from experience. You know, in a stock car, we have that kind of, you know, we call it wheel hopping over there, where you kind of lose it on a downshift trying to brake. You know, it's very hard, and I'm sure you've had it happen too. It's very hard to roll off the brakes going at a corner when you know you're going to have to give up the corner. But that's the only way you're going to save the race car is to roll off the brake and just kind of go straight and miss the corner. It's a weird feeling. You have to, you know, you have to be on it because if you're a little bit late, you know, and you don't roll off the brake in time, you're just going to spin the car right out.
Yeah, and here in these cars, they don't really wheel hop. You know, they just kind of lock up the brakes, and you know you missed the corner.
But Pedro came in for his pits, and he put back mediums on. Oh,
Yeah, I just think softs might have been the call for those guys there, but I don't know. I don't run these cars like they do, so we'll take their word for it.
Yeah, they might have been struggling at the tail end of that first run on mediums. And then wanted to go another 20 laps on softs. But Fody kind of stretched it out a little bit on Chad here. And Chad, they're both on the hard. I thought Chad was on mediums again.
Yeah, I think Chad drives down into that corner a little deeper, but he's getting the wing every time. He's getting that DRS every time. So he's carrying a little more pace, plus he's trying to outbrake him.
Yeah, Chad's actually coming back down pit road right here. Kind of interesting because his time's still looking pretty solid.
Yeah, that kind of surprised me. He's got to be getting softs. That's got to be Chad's strategy here, right? Softs.
Another set of mediums.
Yeah, set of mediums here. Huh. Maybe not liking that hard set that he picked up.
Yeah, I'm not sure I understand the thinking for that.
Yeah, I feel like, within 20 to go, I feel like we're in decent range here for softs. Kind of surprised.
Yeah, I don't understand Chad pitting there either. Like, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
And he's actually going to put him back outside the top 10. He's going to be
right at 10.
I have right at 10.
I almost wonder if he saw those guys pitting a second time and thought that he needed to. When really it's the strategy that they played on the first stop. He really didn't need to. We saw those guys. One guy hadn't pitted yet, and the other, and Pedro had pitted on lap 20, so he pitted so early that he had to come back. I almost wonder if his thinking is everybody's going to stop twice, but I don't think anybody else is going to stop a second time.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe he just saw that Pedro and Fortner and Tucker were, a little bit quicker on fresher tires than him and Fody. Because Fody's about to lose the spot to Tucker here.
Yeah, I'm just not sure I see the strategy call there for Chad being a good one.
But it did look like he was struggling getting that power down off that sharp right-hander, so maybe Chad, just didn't want to deal with that for another 20 laps.
Isaac's calling out one of these lap cars about picking the lane. I believe was it Chad?
It's like it was the, talking to the 7 of Ray Bracey there, coming through last couple sections.
Yeah, I almost think if Chad was going to play this 3-stop strategy, he might have opted for softs, and he should have opted for softs right here. Maximize the strategy call, but I just don't. I don't know. But while we have the opportunity, I'll go ahead and I'll say again, this is the Elite Formula One Championship presented by Shane D Designs. Shane D Designs is a motorsport graphic design organization. Their paint schemes made virtual dreams into reality. They have designed hundreds of paints, virtually and in real life, on track in the Arkham Menard series. C2 Freight, or Freight Management Service. Jeff Green doesn't run these F1 races with us. Maybe he and C2 Freight need to get together and put a deal out here. See what Jeff Green can do out here in an F1 car. Blue Egg Marketing. They are the marketing department for small business. Powerhouse Recycling. And we have no race setup tonight. Race sponsor tonight. There are open races available if you want to sponsor a race here in F1 or across any series. I'm sure you can find an opening or two somewhere. And this is on the Elite Racing Network. Couldn't do it all without Chad. I know Chad's kind of playing a weird strategy that maybe he hopped to here, but Chad does a lot for this league and Elite. And directly following us tonight will be the truck race. You'll have Gerald and his wife commentating that, and Nick and I will be back with you tomorrow for the Xfinity race.
I got another good battle forming here for 6th place. Tyler Fode looks like he's kind of struggling right now. You know, kind of times are falling off a little bit. Fortner ran him down, and Gomez on those fresh tires are running them both down. So I would think, you know, Gomez on these fresher tires would, you know, make relatively quick work of both of these guys.
Just goes to show you how hard it is to pass.
Yeah, and you know, we talked about him earlier. If Schlegel didn't miss his pit box the first time, he probably would have been right in this battle for 5th place here.
Yeah. Rough deal.
But he's still running good lap times. He's going to have a chance to run him down. Got about 10 seconds to make up on him, though.
And it's just so hard to pass, especially right now. See, if Pedro could catch these guys one at a time, you know, he might have a better shot. But there's a third car out in front of him, so him and that second car in line are both getting DRS. So it's not like he's the only one getting DRS to be able to pull out and make this pass. Which makes the pass very difficult. Like, he's going to have to get brave at some point and just try to dive in on one of these corners.
Oh, Fode gets loose.
Oh, there we go. Can he take it? I don't think he's close enough to take advantage of that. It's a mistake that Pedro's just not going to be able to pounce on.
He's going to shoot it.
Man, that's not a good spot to try to make a pass. I think the next opportunity he's going to have to make a pass, man, he might have an opportunity down here in turn 2. I don't know if he's close enough to make anything of it, though. Probably down into that tight corner. He's going to have to try to set him up through here. Because I think Fode's lost enough time where he's not going to get DRS. So you're going to have to set him up through here. Looks good. I think he's close enough to make a run at it right here. He should get DRS. I don't believe Fode will. This is where he should probably make this pass. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be easy. Easy pass now. But he sat there for, what, 3 laps?
Now he's got to try to pull away from him, otherwise it's going to flip and Fode's going to get.
Yeah, I think with the newer tires, he's in front of him. I think he should be good. He should theoretically kill Fode right here in this section.
Yeah, he's already out to over a second.
Yeah, just flying on those newer tires.
Issac Morris still up there. Just to prove he still is out there running.
Yeah, but I'm disappointed. Why did he not win the pole if he's this fast? I'll make sure to ask him that.
That's your dig for him.
Yeah, let us down not winning the pole.
How do you overcome that?
It's tough. I mean, he had to wait like 50 feet to get the lead there when the race started. Daniel Martinez again here. Just a little bit too much speed.
Yeah, I think we missed the pass for third place too. We were focused on that battle with Fody and Gomez and Fortner back there. Belton passed Ethan Stanley for third a couple laps ago.
Go back and catch it.
Yeah, right here, going down to this heavy braking zone, gets the wing, gets the DRS, pulls out to make the pass. That's relatively easy when there's not a third car and you're faster than the guy in front of you. And it has been put out here, all these drivers are clear of compound change. Everybody's changed the proper tire, ran 2 different compounds, so there are going to be no penalties handed down for someone not changing tire compounds during this race. I almost wonder if some guys are just doing this on purpose. That's pavement out there. They got to get on, one thing that we noticed in the next gen car at Watkins Glen is coming out of that carousel, you can go all the way out there and use some runoff, but you want to be on either side of the curb. You don't want to be on the curb because then you lose all your traction and all your speed under acceleration. I almost wonder if they're just getting out there, and once they're out there, they're like, okay, I'm just not going to go back over this curb, get the power down, get everything under control, then come back. So I think that might be kind of intentional on their parts, just getting out there and not trying to do it on the curb. What do you think, Nick? You ran that next gen race at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, that was definitely a learning experience running those things. Trying to use just the right amount of curve, and these cars, you don't really want to do it. But how about Matthew Belton? I mean, like, Watkins Glen, his best finish, trying to look up the stats here, is 14th, I believe he finished at the Glen. So, going up with a lot of speed here this week. Qualified 6th, running 3rd, having a great night. Philip Kraft too. I think he, this is only his 2nd start. Made 1 start at the Glen. Got in an accident, didn't wind up finishing, and he out here, took the pole, surprised us all, and then pretty much been running 2nd or 3rd the whole night. So both these guys having good nights.
Yeah, like you said, Tooker's up there in P5. You got Pedro and you got Justin, Tyler Fody in 8th. We've talked about Schlegel tonight. He's running 9th, started 27th. Great night. What could have been if he didn't miss pit road? He could be racing in this battle for 5th.
But Belton made the pass for 3rd, but Ethan Stanley's kind of hanging there with him, not letting him have it too easy here.
Oh, he's got it behind him. Oh, trying to get the power down. Wow. That podium spot, you know what these guys are racing for right here? They're racing for a conversation with us, and they know it. They really want to talk to us really bad, and that's what they're racing for here. That shot right there, coming down that straightaway and seeing them before they come into that last section behind them in the distance, I think that's such a cool shot here.
Oh, Belton off course here.
You were talking about how good he was doing. Talk about a jinx.
Announcer jinx.
Live, but
good job, Nick.
He heard he'd have to talk to us, and really didn't want that to happen, apparently. But did a good job keeping it off the wall, staying in the race. He didn't lose any spots right there.
He lost 3rd.
Well, other than 3rd.
He lost
Could have been more
with us. That's what he lost.
we now have no close battles.
We need Chad to get out here and race with somebody right now. You know, we need somebody who's not afraid to send it. Somebody who's not afraid to take a chance here. Everybody's so strung out. Ain't nobody around Chad. Somebody needs to find Chad and tell him, you know, we won't tell if he cuts a corner or two to catch somebody and race with somebody.
Yeah, I think right now the person I'm watching is Slogel to see how far up he can get, you know, recovering from that missed pit box. He's running quick lap times. I think he might get Tyler Fode. It's going to be close, but
yeah, it's going to be tough. You know, 6 seconds. He still has to overcome to get to Tyler. You know, we only got 7 laps, and with how hard it's been to pass. Here's the shot, I believe, coming up that I really... Oh, no, he's over here. When he gets to the back section, there's a shot that I think is so cool. Seeing them before they get to that back section. But Issac Morris just out there, he's probably running 60%. Just running along, counting the laps down. Why even stretch it? Why even try to lap these guys? There's no reason to. If he had some pressure, I mean, they could run him up into some traffic. There's a lot of traffic out in front of him. It's all separated by about a second and a half or two, you know, like, put some pressure on him, you know, somebody can do that. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen tonight. Oh, he's going to make another stop.
He's got big cushions. Definitely sauce, right? Definitely.
This has got to be for a lap. Yeah, this has got to be for something like he's trying to show off here for a fast lap. Or maybe it was just, you know, he caught that traffic, didn't want to catch that traffic, didn't want to... It is going to be softs.
Yeah, this is going to be close with the lead, too. He's barely going to hang on to the lead.
Yeah, but on softs, he should just sail away.
Closest second has come to first. Quite a while.
He's trying to give us a good show. I think he heard us saying we need to show.
I think, like you said, I think he just, you know, catching all that lap traffic. I think he just wanted to get out of there and knew he had a big gap.
I think we're about to see the fastest lap we've seen today. Qualifying, practice, race, everything. You're in a rhythm right now. You've just put on some softs. I think we are about ready to see a lap that is going to be super quick. I don't have it on. I don't know it right now to know what the lap. What is the fastest lap time of the race if we pass it?
Gomez at 1:13.9.
All right, that's going to get destroyed here in just about a minute and 10 seconds or so left. And I'm not sure. Do they get a point for it being the fastest lap?
I think so. I think you do get a point.
So that could play into this too. You know, he's taking all of. He doesn't want anybody else to get any points. He wants all the points.
Well, he's got to make up for losing the pole.
Yeah. I don't know how he recovered from that second place start.
No, team-wise though, his team is only going to win half as many points. This F1 series is a team series, first and foremost.
Yeah. He should have said something to Nick. Nick was to get out there and run.
A lot of debate about sub-drivers.
Chad Frankenfield's coming back into the pits. What is going on? Chad's just like giving his picture all kinds of work.
Signed a tire deal and said, hey, I had to use so many of them.
This is what his
Coming to the line.
Yeah, I mean, not going to lose any spots because of it, so might as well. No harm, no foul.
Did he beat the fastest lap of the race that time?
This his last lap was 1:13.06. Not anything that low, but it didn't tally up as being best lap. Weird.
Either way, he's driving away.
Sure if that was considered his outlap, which was quite an outlap at 1:13.06.
Yeah, lots of clear track. Got great tires on the car. Maybe it'll update this lap here for you.
There we go. 1:13.02.
Well, mission accomplished if he was trying to get the fastest lap. And remember, he blended out and Kraft was right on him. You know, about, what, a second and a half or two behind him?
Yep, nice. Put him 7 seconds behind already.
Yeah.
Nobody else is within 2 seconds of each other. Watch.
Yeah, I think the closest battle on track is for 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th right now.
And all that down, we're down to just 9 cars on the lead lap.
And I think Enziger might be on the back of Harrison Taylor here shortly.
Very bracy with him.
Go down here, push it. Ooh, little spin. Look how dirty it is offline. Look at all those little marbles. You get offline, you start chunking. Not good.
And that's one thing we don't really have to factor in too much on the NASCAR side. But here, you know, through a long race like this, you get all this marble buildup everywhere. Take some time to clean those tires off to get a little offline.
Yeah, and, you know, there's the possibility, you know, maybe before the end of the year, rain is coming. We might get to see some wet weather races the second half of the season. You know, it's...
That may be a way to stop Isaac.
Something tells me... Oh, Matthew Belton just about wrecked again down here. Something tells me Isaac would probably be pretty good in the rain. Tell you what, if Isaac wins too many more of these things, somebody's going to put a bounty on him.
Be taking the white flag.
And this is going to be our last event here in F1 for quite a while. We've had, you know, couple races quick here. We go back to the waiting game here for I believe it's 5 weeks, five or 6 weeks before we have another F1 event. So all this downtime, they're still going to have, you know, be looking at Isaac, try to figure it out, go back and put some practice in, do something, right?
Will be April 17th. We come back and we'll be at Indianapolis Motor Speedway on the road course.
Yeah, we got Indianapolis coming up. We got the Spanish Grand Prix coming up, and then the Canadian Grand Prix. And those are all separated, you know, like you said, April 17th, May 8th, and June the 12th. Coming home here, he is going to win.
They go back to back to back.
Issac Morris wins again.
Yeah, so off to a stellar start to the season.
Yeah, but he's got to be so disappointed in that qualifying run. That's worst thing's happened to him all year is having to qualify second, couldn't get the pole. Philip Kraft is going to get second. Ethan Stanley third. Fourth is going to be Matthew Belton. David Tooker comes home fifth. Here comes Pedro, going to get sixth, with Fortner right behind him, followed by Fody. And Schlegel did not get there, and that is our lead lap finishers.
And even Fody had a good run too. Driving up from 14th to 8th. But yeah, Schlegel definitely the biggest mover of the race. 27th to 9th, so it's pretty impressive.
Yep, but everybody's going to be thinking the same thing. How are we going to beat Isaac? You got some time to think about it. You got some time to go back and try to figure out how you're going to run with that guy. Indianapolis is probably not a course that he is accustomed to running. Not on the F1 schedule. Maybe that opens the door a little bit. It's not an F1 track. It's something to... Yeah, no setup chosen, and it's a track that the NASCAR guys are actually familiar with. There's been some NASCAR races there, and ran some of it on iRacing, so at least going to that place, you won't have to learn the track.
I don't know. I don't think he's too accustomed to running the Glen much either in these F1 cars, so they learn that pretty quick.
I'm trying to sell the next event, Nick, okay?
But, one thing I'm noticing, we're having a lot more cars finish these races. Started out big learning curve for some of these guys. And, we're having more cars finish these races and, be running at the end. So it's good to see.
Yeah, it was a lot cleaner race tonight, too. First one we've had that did not have a wreck at the start. We ran it without a caution. I think Issac Morris should put up some sponsorship money and have the Issac Morris Invitational somewhere down the line.
So do you want to start with third tonight, or do you want to start with first?
Well, I think we have to start with third, right? We give first the end, right?
Okay, well, we got Ethan.
All right, we're joined by Ethan Stanley tonight. Great run tonight, Ethan. A solid P3. We saw you racing there with Matthew. He went off, gave you third there without much of a fight. Take us through your night and what you thought going on out there. It was a nice, clean race. No yellows, first one we've had.
I mean, the first half of the race, I was really struggling on the mediums. Ended up getting a meatball that scared me a little bit, but it ended up actually being the tire, so I just pit immediately and took the hards, and I was able to manage those to the end. Pretty okay.
Yeah, great run last week at the Glen. 2 solid back-to-back runs. What do you think you need to have to maybe go up there and compete for some wins against Isaac?
I honestly don't know. Just more pace. Seems like nobody can catch him. He's just half a second a lap faster every lap. Eats into the time. I just can't catch him.
Yeah, I felt like he was maybe toying with you guys a little bit, made that last stop to make sure he got the fastest lap. But take us through your, what you expect going in. Got 5 weeks? 5 weeks before you go to Indy. Isaac probably didn't have a lot of laps there, so practice is going to be very important and whatnot. 5 weeks off, like I said, and anybody you want to thank or give a shout out to tonight.
I don't have any sponsors, but thanks to the series sponsor, Frank DiMantova Designs. And shout out to Quantum Esports. And that's about it. Hopefully I do good in the truck race I'm in now. Up next. Looking for a championship battle there.
Oh, nice. Pulling a double. Well, good luck.
Yeah, I guarantee that one doesn't go caution free. But yeah, good luck, and good luck. We'll see you in a few weeks here when we get F1 back going again.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, well, it doesn't look like we have Philip Kraft yet. I guess in the meantime, I guess we'll pull up our winner, Issac Morris.
All right, we're now joined by, once again, the winner, Issac Morris. Isaac, it started off a little rough for you. We didn't know what to expect there when you had that terrible qualifying run. Didn't get to start first. Had to wait 50 yards or so before you took the lead and put a whooping on him again tonight. It's just going to be renamed the Issac Morris Invitational the rest of the season.
I mean, I think it was like a little bit easier tonight because Alex and my teammate went here. So like as seen in like the previous races, I once I get into a rhythm, like that's it. I can build a gap, and that's exactly what I did in the first stint. So it's just all like like these guys are good. Like Philip, he gave me a run for my money in quali. But I don't know what it is about race pace. I just a little bit better on race pace today than I was on qual. Just way more consistent than I have been in practice. But yeah, it's just I think it was just a little bit easier tonight because Alex and Scott weren't there to really push me. Because after like lap 11 or 12, I think it was just more of a case of like a cruise and don't crash sort of race. So yeah, it was pretty chilled out tonight.
Yeah, we saw you, make that second stop there towards the end. Was that a planned stop, or we heard a lot of guys talking about maybe some tire issues tonight. We weren't sure what the strategy was going to be coming in. Was that planned, or was that kind of on the fly?
It was planned. Well, I say planned. The plan was to do a one stop, but after the first pit stop, I worked out what the pit delta was, which was like 19.5 seconds. So because I had like a 21.5 second gap to Philip, I thought, I'll put the softs on and go for fastest lap, just to get that extra point. And like I knew I had the like if Philip was to pass me after the pit stop, I knew I would have the tire advantage, and this car on the softs with light fuel, it's just crazy quick. So with Philip on his 40 something odd old, I think the 39 lap old tires, like I would have had like a really easy opportunity to get back past him. But yeah, I just went for it with the soft. I saw that I had the gap, so I just came in and pitted. I didn't have to pit. My tires were perfectly fine because I've been managing them all throughout the second stint, and plus as well, I took my first stint 30 something laps, so that like really gave me a good idea of how long the medium the hards could last. So yeah, I just went for it with 5 laps to go and just had some fun on the red tires.
Well, all right, Isaac. It's 5 weeks of downtime here before Indianapolis. Have you turned any laps yet? And anybody you want to thank or sponsors you want to shout out before we let you go?
To answer your first question, no, I haven't touched Indianapolis yet. Only because I thought that iRacing might throw a little spanner in the works and release the new one. The new Indianapolis is coming out probably next season now. But yeah, I'd just like to thank the guys at Marconi for allowing me to be on a part of the team. Shout out to my teammate as well. Unfortunately, he wasn't here tonight, but when we're both here and we're both racing, we're putting some good points on the board for the team. And yeah, just like a shout out to everyone in Elite who makes this race possible. It's good fun, and it's a nice way to spend the Sunday afternoon, well, Sunday evening for me. So yeah.
All right, Isaac. Good luck in Indianapolis. And just so you know, we are keeping track. You have yet to be passed for a position on the racetrack during the race. So hopefully, at some point, we get to see you have to actually race somebody later in the season. But good luck in Indy.
Thank you very much.
And we did hear from Philip Kraft. He has communication issues. He can't join us tonight. He said he'll catch us next time he podiums.
Well, it was a good race. It was a clean race, cleaner than we've seen, Nick. We've seen some pretty messy starts. Tonight we saw a pretty clean start. Like you said, a lot of guys finished. We saw a lot of different tire strategies. We saw guys make lots of pit stops, guys make one stop, but in the end, it was still the same outcome that we've seen every race so far. Issac Morris out front. The team points probably take a little bit of a hit tonight, but he still got the win, so I think it's all right. What do you expect to see when we get to Indy in 5 weeks, Nick?
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be cool to see how these cars do there. That road course is typically ran, by NASCAR. So, I don't know. I think it's tough to bet against Issac Morris. I mean, out here 3 for 3 so far this season. I think it's tough to bet against him going in there. But a lot of these guys are showing up with more speed and having cleaner runs. So, who knows? Anything could happen.
Yeah, hopefully somebody gets the ability to run with him. Tonight, he just got to make an extra stop and shoot for the fastest lap. He told us, we had such a big lead. I knew the pit delta, and I know that I could get out there and make that, so that's something he's thinking about as a driver, knowing that, hey, this fastest lap's worth the point. I'm going to take an extra stop. I'm going to make sure I get it. He wasn't worried about getting passed. But we'll see what happens when we get to Indy. Like you said, it's a NASCAR course, but Indianapolis, this is the course. We still have the course that they used to run on up until I think 03 or I can't remember the last time they ran there, but it's still the same road course on iRacing, I believe. So we'll see what happens when they get there, and give a shout out to everybody. Tonight was the Elite Formula One Championship presented by Shane D Designs. Shout out to everybody at C2 Freight, Blue Egg Marketing, Powerhouse Recycling. Shout out to everybody at the Elite Racing Network. We had David tonight as our producer. He joins us every F1 broadcast. He's our producer. We had Nick with me up here. Shout out to Chad Frankenfield for all he does. It's coming out of one and right into another, So stay on the YouTube channel. Keep watching because we got a truck race coming up. Gerald Campbell's going to be there tonight doing a great show.
He's knocking on the broadcast room door.
Yeah, he's ready to get in here. He's trying to throw us out of this booth. So we'll see you next time in about 5 weeks' time at Indianapolis. Nick and I, if you want to see more of us, we'll be tomorrow night, the Xfinity Series. So tune in and catch us there, and see you in 5 weeks.